Mini seasons is one of the most rewarding game modes in Diamond Dynasty, but a lot of people struggle with it because it takes a very long time. Don't worry, boys, I got a method for you. Let's get into it. Mini seasons. Underdog Fantasy is one of the easiest, most simple apps out there when it comes to playing fantasy sports. If you guys are new to Underdog Fantasy is giving you guys an awesome deal. They will match up to $100 in your first deposit. So if you guys throw in 20 bucks, Underdog Fantasy is going to give you an additional $20 to do whatever you want with it. To get that, be sure to click the link in the description below and use code SNODS at checkout. And again, Underdog Fantasy will double your first deposit up to $100. So be sure to use code SNODS. That link will be in the description below. Yo, what is going on, boys? Snods here. We're back with another MLB The Show 23 video, and today we're going to be discussing mini seasons. Now, if you guys didn't watch one of my previous videos, I did complete mini seasons for the Team Affinity Season 1, and I got a bunch of packs, really good rewards, and I ended up being lucky enough to pull Michael Trout. So with that being said, in my opinion, Team Affinity is very, very rewarding. You get a lot of good packs, and you get really good progression in Team Affinity. So I do really recommend doing Team Affinity whenever a new one comes out, at least one time. But a lot of people complain about it because it does take a very, very long time. You have to complete 28 games. And then on top of that, you have to complete challenges. And then at the end of that, you have to go into the playoffs and complete, I think they're 5-game series, and then win the World Series to be able to get the most rewards out of this game mode. But there is a very, very quick way to get through this. So let's start with the very, very first step before you guys even jump into mini seasons. If you guys are on next gen, I highly recommend doing this. Jump into your stadium creator right here. If you guys are on old gen, unfortunately you can't do this, but if you guys are on old gen, try to make sure you're playing at say Coors Field, a field that has a higher elevation. It'll make things a little bit easier for you. But if you do have Stadium Creator, you're going to want to make sure you jump into the vault right here, and then you're going to make sure that you download the Global Baseball League Stadium. This field was made just for mini seasons. The fences are very, very low, and they're very, very short as well. So it's very, very easy to hit a home run. There were so many home runs that I hit that should not even have been close, but they ended up flying out of the park because of the way, you know, max elevation and the structure of this field. So step one, Global Baseball League Stadium. Make sure you guys download that into your vault. Next thing that you're going to want to do is make sure that you are jumping into the goals tab right here. The way you get to that, if you jump into the mini seasons menu right here, and then you hit play now, and then you hit right bumper until you get all the way over to goals right here. You're going to want to take a look at all of these. There's a lot of good rewards in here. You got a couple show packs, you got some balls of habit packs, you got 5-pack bundles in here. You're going to want to make sure that you finish all of these, as most of these are pretty easy. The toughest one that's in here is, let me try to find it right here. It is the All-Star one. This one right here. This is in a single season, hit 15 home runs while playing on All-Star difficulty or higher. Now, of course, play on All-Star. If you guys are playing in that stadium and you're playing on All-Star and you kind of struggle on All-Star, that stadium's going to make things so much easier for you because, like I said, stadium just makes everything so much easier. You don't even have to be on the ball. If you hit it up in the air, it's probably going to leave. So if you guys plan on getting this challenge done, make sure you play on All-Star and get those 15 home runs. And then after that, once you're done with the 15 home runs, don't play on All-Star anymore. Just play on Rookie. So the next step that I have is how to make things faster, how to get through your games quicker. There's 28 total games that you're going to have to complete. But the good news is you're going to only really have to play about half of those, maybe a little bit more, depending on how the standings shake out. But the good thing is when you guys are playing through here, other than the All-Star difficulty that you're playing on to get those 15 home runs, you're going to be playing on lower difficulties like Rookie to make things much easier for you. So basically what I'm saying is you're going to have complete control throughout this entire season where you're going to fall in the standings. As you can see in the goals, there is no goal that says that I have to finish first in my division. The only thing that I'm going to focus on is if we go in the standings here, we need to make sure that we fall within this top 4. We have to make the playoffs. That's all that matters. Finishing first in the division does not matter at all for this certain situation. Now, if you guys do go into a different mini seasons and there is a goal that requires you to be first in the division, you're going to want to keep an eye on that, and you're probably going to have to play more games. But for this particular team affinity mini season, we don't have to come in first. So honestly, I think I only played 16 out of the 28 games that I was supposed to play, and I finished second in the division. So honestly, I probably didn't even need to play all 16 of those games. So when it comes to the actual gameplay here, the things that you're going to want to focus on is to make sure that you only play the games that are home games. You can tell if you're home by the positioning of where your team is on this menu right here. If you guys are on the right hand side, this one right here, you're going to be the home team. Now, I will suggest this starting out in the season. You probably want to play like the first 3 games so you can get a good lead in the standings. But honestly, throughout the entire season, all I really did was just play the home games because it's much easier to score runs at that specific stadium, and it just makes things much quicker. But if you guys see here, there is no option to simulate through the game. You have to jump into the game. So this game right here, I don't plan on playing this game, so I'm just going to jump into it real quick here. And as soon as the game starts up, I'm going to just quit out. You're going to get the loss for it, but it will get you to the next game quicker. And again, if you guys are playing throughout the entire season and you are seeing that you are way ahead in the standings, just skip the game, make it quicker for everyone. So you're just going to jump into the game and then you're going to quit. Just like that, we completed the game that quick. So yes, boys, do not play all 28 games unless you want to. You can do that, but we're all grinding here. We're trying to get mini seasons done. Just make sure that you guys are in the playoffs. You don't have to be in first, and make sure you're playing on those lower difficulties unless you have to get that home runs challenge done on All-Star. But once that's completed, just lower the difficulty to make things much easier. And then also for the gameplay, to make things quicker, what I like to do for gameplay is to try to get like a 2 to 3 run lead, especially on rookie. You probably could just get away with a one run lead, honestly. But get about 2 or 3 runs and then start bunting out of the game. That'll make things go by quicker as well, as these games are only 3 innings long. And then last but not least is a huge tip for mini seasons. When you guys are playing mini seasons, make sure you create your lineup to complete these missions throughout programs, team affinity, all of that stuff. As you can see here, I have pretty much all of these done, and I got most of these done in mini seasons. They're usually like 200 to 600 PXP. Very, very easy, especially if you guys are playing on that stadium. You're going to be hitting a lot of home runs and you're going to be able to rack up PXP very easy. So yes, you can use these guys for mini seasons to get these done. And I see a lot of people are having issues finding where to change the lineup in mini seasons, and I want to go ahead and show you guys that. So we'll jump into a mini seasons game right here. As you can see on this screen right here, you cannot change your lineup. Before you start the mini season, it makes it look like you're locking in your lineup. Last year's mini season, it wasn't really like that. You could just go to the manage squad menu right here, change your squad, and that's your mini seasons team. This year, they kind of make it look like they're locking it in, but they're really not. You can change your lineup right here before you jump into a game. If you click in right here where it says manage squad, you can go down and then you can change your lineup to however you need it. So when you complete a guy for PXP, exchange him out with a different guy for a different team affinity player to start that grind for him. But boys, that's going to be all the tips I have for mini seasons. It's still a little bit of a grind, but I hope I made things a little bit quicker for you guys, showing you that stadium and showing you the things that you got to do to make these games quicker. But I appreciate you guys tuning in. If this helped you guys, be sure to subscribe to the channel and throw a like on the video. That's going to be it for me. I'm out of here. Peace.